Okay, hi there, this is Kim Willis broadcasting from Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. I'm here for a week seeing my son, looking at the sights. I actually lived in Saigon 2 years ago for an 8-month, or more than 2 years ago, for an 8-month period. And I really like the city. It's crazy, it's chaotic, it's dynamic, it's bustling. You know, think of a bunch of evocative words and you can apply it to Saigon, particularly Saigon, more so than Hanoi, which is the other main city in Vietnam. So so I'm here for a week. I've really had a great time. Food scene here is fantastic. You've got a combination of Asian influences, French and European influences, because Vietnam used to be a French colony. And so that influence lingers on. So you can get the most incredible French breads and patisserie and all that sort of stuff. Wow, what a place! What a city! What a country! It's fantastic. The people are friendly. Come and visit. You'll really enjoy it if you can handle the traffic. Yeah, the traffic. And you know, there's about 8 million people, and 3 or 4 million motorbikes. Yeah, it's a great country. It's certainly one of my favorite countries in Asia. So, this webinar, 8 ways to make big ticket profits. I'm excited about this topic. I've been making big ticket money for, well, in the offline world, going right back to the 1990s. And in the online world, I've been making big ticket money, selling big ticket products, making big ticket commissions since 2006. 2006. That's the year that I decided to become more of a digital person, more of an online person. And I had no idea how to generate leads, traffic, or anything like that. I was completely clueless. All I knew was that I wanted to have freedom. I wanted to have the potential to become a digital nomad, and I didn't want to be restricted by geographical realities. And I just figured that the internet was the way to go because it's borderless, more or less, isn't it? It is. So, although I believe in places like countries like North Korea, access to the internet is extremely limited. But we don't worry about stupid little countries like that, do we? So, but if you have an urge to travel, to just basically take control of your life and get out, quit the rat race, quit the daily commute and all of that, spend more time with your family. You don't have to travel overseas the way I've done it. I'm originally from Australia, and I've been traveling for more than 3 years. You don't have to do that. You can see your own country if you want. Or if you don't want to travel, you just want to work from home and be with your family, that's great. That's the beautiful thing about it. And of course, the way I do it means that I'm not visiting with people. There's no face-to-face work. I'm not going into people's homes and doing presentations or anything like that. I don't go to meetings. I don't do any of that. I am completely home-based, wherever that home may be. All right, enough of that. Let's get started on this topic. It's a terrific topic. For me, it's a terrific topic, and the mere fact that I've had so many people want to know about this topic suggests to me that there's lots of other people think it's a pretty good topic as well. I decided to embrace the big ticket online world because it just made financial sense to me. Yeah, it did. It made a lot of financial sense to me. When I was looking for a home business in 2006, and online, particularly online, I investigated a lot of different opportunities. And yes, I did look at traditional MLM as well. They're not really online businesses. They're more about working in your local community and all the rest of it. But yeah, I went along to meetings to see company presentations, companies like Herbalife, Nu Skin, Amway, etc. And at the end of it, I just decided that way of doing business is not for me. It's just not for me for a whole host of reasons. One is, I don't want a religion. I don't want a secular religion. I want to call my own shots. I don't want to be totally committed to one company, one program. It's not like church, okay? It's a business. And I'm not into all the hype and the hoopla and the seeming requirement that you basically need to kind of bow down at the altar of the company. That just didn't gel with me at all. Other reason why I didn't do it was to do with the financial reason, and that was that I looked at it and I thought, well, I want to make $8,000 to $10,000 a month, and I want to do it within 2 to 3 months. Okay, and I just thought, well, the margins are so small. You know, you build a team, it's about recruitment, let's face it. Even if you sell some product yourself, you sell a weight loss program, what do you make? $50 or something like that? And then building a team, you might be getting 5 or 6% override or 3%, whatever it is, on your downline. And I just thought, well, it's going to take me years to build a team to the point where those 5% royalty type payments are going to equal $8,000 to $10,000 a month. Probably need to build a team of 5,000 people, 6,000, 8,000 people, whatever. So I needed now money. That was an imperative because a business that I was involved with caused me a lot of financial distress, and it basically caused me to lose everything. So I needed income, and I needed it fast. I couldn't wait. Now, if you're the sort of person that's happy to wait around and build for the next 3 to 5 years, and you love the idea of visiting with people and talking to people in shopping centres and all that sort of stuff, great. Do the MLM. No problem at all. I admire you and respect you for your commitment and your persistence, etc. On the other hand, if you have a real why, an urgent need to create an income within, let's say, and I'm talking about full-time income, within, let's say, 3 to 6 months, well, this might be the way to go for you. Because instead of making $50 when somebody buys your diet product or your skincare product or whatever it happens to be, you're going to make $500 commissions, $1,000 commissions, maybe $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, or even $15,000 commissions. That's what you're going to make, depending on, you know, how you do it, the business, the exact business model you select, and so on. There are a lot of variables in there. But even on the low side, you can make $500 to $1,000 commissions per sale. But ultimately, you should be aiming higher than that, because that's the way the big ticket model works. All right, so look, enough of the me talking to you direct. I'm going to switch now to my PowerPoint presentation, and we're going to look at this topic of big ticket. Now, I'm not going to talk about companies, because there are many companies out there. I'm involved with a few of them, not all of them. I have different sort of selection requirements to what I'm looking for in a company, and some companies fit certain holes, certain pigeonholes. Other companies fit other pigeonholes, and that's why I do have a small portfolio of big ticket companies, because they all have a purpose, right? It's part of my grand master plan. But when you start out, you just go with one, and you master it, and you make money from it. Now, when I got started, it took me a few weeks to make money. I said before, 3 to 6 months should be, you know, if you want to make money within 3 to 6 months and full-time income, the big ticket model is probably the way to go. But I didn't take 3 to 6 months. It didn't take me 3 to 6 months before I started making money. I made money in 3.5 weeks. That was when I got my first payments, my first commissions, because I was with an affiliate company. So it wasn't my company, it wasn't my product. And it took 3.5 weeks. And in the dying days of that first month, over 9,000 Aussie dollars was deposited into my bank account. In US dollars, it was about 6,500, something like that. And the beautiful thing is that the next month, it almost doubled. Right? So in Aussie dollars, it was 17,000, and the third month it was $26,000. Wow. that gave me the wherewithal to quit the rat race and after 55 days. So I stopped doing the daily commute into my office. My wife took over that side of things, and she basically managed the decline of the business until it was finally closed. This is the traditional high street business that I had, Main Street business, okay? So she took that over, and I just worked from home. And it was a beautiful feeling. And look, it was bringing in the income. It was putting food on the table. And because I like to eat, it was important that I put food on the table, not just for me, but for my family. I had 2 young boys at that time. All right, so a bit of a ramble there, a bit of an introduction. Let's have a look at the formal presentation here, and then we can take it from there. All right. Okay, hi there, it's Kim Willis here, and welcome to my presentation, the formal presentation, 8 ways to make big ticket profits. And that's me, taken on top of the apartment building that I was staying in when I was living in Siem Reap in Cambodia. I love the sunsets up on the top of, when I was up on top of that building. Yeah, they were pretty wild sometimes. Okay, now, way 1. Change your perception of big ticket. There's almost always a market for high-priced products. Critically important that you are clear on that point. It's very important, because if you have some sort of a mental roadblock, a hang-up about it, you're going to find it hard to promote. You are. Some people say to me, no one's going to spend $2,000 or even $10,000 or more on, a big ticket kind of a product. And I'm here to tell you that that's wrong. That is flat out wrong. I've had people pay me $30,000 for various services, packages, and so on. Affiliate programs that I've promoted, I've seen them pay the affiliate company $60,000. $60,000. Now, of course, for $60,000, they're not going to get some little home study program or some little piece of software. They're going to get something substantial. But when you see people, grown, mature people, handing over $10,000 and more, there must be a reason why they're doing it. And it's not simply because they were sold into it. It's because they saw value. They had plenty of time to think about it and to turn the offer down, but some of them have moved forward and said, yeah, I think this is a good fit for me, and I'm going to invest some money. So there is always a market for high-priced products. Evidence abounds. It's everywhere. Example, currently I'm a digital nomad and I'm traveling through Asia, and I've spent 2 years in Cambodia, a poor country for sure. It's a third world country. Yet I can go out onto one of the main streets here and stand on the corner, well, on the footpath, the sidewalk, and stand on the edge of the footpath and wait a few minutes, and sure enough, along will come BMW, Porsche, motor car, Lexus, plenty of them, Mercedes, the occasional Rolls Royce, and the occasional Bentley. You see? Someone's buying these cars, and they're not just buying it because they're looking for transport, they're wanting to get from A to B. They're buying it for different reasons, emotional reasons, more often than not. Ego, prestige, etc. You see people who spend big money on memberships. They'll join a prestigious golf club, and they might spend $10,000. They might spend, some of them, $50,000, charge $50,000 and more. So they're not just doing it because they want to play golf on a nice golf course, are they? There are other reasons. There are ego reasons, pride reasons, and so on. So, look, there is a market for big ticket, high price products. There always has been, there always will be. So if you've got any reservations about that, we'll just perhaps take on board what I've been saying here and do your own research. Look at different niches, different categories, and see if there are higher priced versions of the basic El Cheapo product. And there's a clue there. You're looking to make money with big ticket. You don't want to be nickel and diamond anymore. You want to make good money right from the get-go. Study some niches and ask yourself, are there big ticket offerings within that niche? If there are, chances are there's money to be made for you. To find big ticket, by the way, the second point there, don't superimpose your views on the marketplace. Some people say, well, I would never buy that big ticket product. Well, perhaps you wouldn't ever buy it, although I have to say that it's going to be hard for you to market something if you don't own it yourself. But perhaps you wouldn't buy it, but you have to look logically at the marketplace and just ask the question, are other people buying it? Are other people buying this particular product, this big ticket product? If the answer is yes, well, your objection is misplaced. It doesn't matter whether you would buy it or not. All that matters is, are other people buying it? And if they are, that proves that there is a market for the product. To find big ticket buyers, you need to fish in different ponds. If you've been working with people in third world countries, for instance, and okay, I don't want to contradict what I was saying about the Cambodian example, or Vietnam, I could say the same thing, because I lived there for 8 months as well. But even if you were marketing within a country like that, you'd segment the market, and you'd be looking for the middle class and the upper class people. And every country, even the poorest countries in the world, they always have some well-off people within them. Okay? So you need to fish in different ponds. And I'm not going to be promoting a big ticket product to some little wage slave in India, for instance, because they just won't be making enough money to be able to afford a product that's probably going to cost many thousands of dollars. Okay? So fishing in different ponds, and that's a topic, that's a big topic, and it needs its own lesson, it needs its own training program so you understand it more clearly. But if you were using Facebook, for instance, you could join groups that are likely to contain people who can afford a big ticket product. Sometimes a good approach to take is to, let's say you're targeting people in a first world country like Canada or Australia, US, UK, whatever. You would look, if you understand demographics, you'd look at where people are living, and if they're living in a very poor part of town, well, chances are they're not going to be able to afford your product. Okay, so just a clue there. Way number 2, choose a hot big ticket product niche. Now, the best niches for big ticket are, in my experience, it doesn't mean to say there aren't other niches or other categories. There are, but I'm just drawing on personal experience here. Make money online is still my favorite, and the fact of the matter is that there are millions of people looking to make money online. Some of them are already in the game and they're not yet making money. Some of them have yet to join the game. They're kind of doing their research. They're thinking about it. They haven't actually done it. So you can make money with both groups, both subgroups. You can make money with the struggling marketers, people who are already in the game, but for whatever reason they haven't made any money yet. So you can make money with those people, believe it or not. And of course you can also make money with the lookers, the people who are not yet, they haven't yet joined the program, they're not yet marketing a big ticket product, but they're in the make money online niche. They're looking for ways to make money. So we can satisfy their desire, we can satisfy the demand by offering maybe tools, software packages that help them make money online, training products, anything to do with traffic, lead generation, lead conversion, funnel systems, etc. People, if they're going to become successful making money online, they're going to need to learn some stuff, and so therefore they become prime candidates to purchase training programs and products. And of course, opportunities. So if you're in a big ticket program that promotes a product but also offers an opportunity for other people to make money, well, that would represent probably a pretty powerful proposition, right? So they can get their training when they buy the products, but they can also go out and do likewise if they're so inclined, and they can promote the affiliate offer and make commissions that way. So make money online niche is a good one, don't doubt about it. The next one is make money with investments. I'm talking about training people. Training is where the action is. So if it's make money online, training products and opportunities that go with it. Make money from investments, training. Training people how to become better property investors, for instance. How to trade stocks and shares on the stock market. Financial instruments, derivatives trading, anything, gold, whatever. Training products that train people how to make money from investments is always a hot number. Number 3, make money in business. So you know people who are in a business. They've got a traditional high street business. Maybe they want to learn how to move their products via online means. Well, training products can help there. Maybe they want to rewrite the Yellow Pages ad. Yeah, there are still Yellow Pages books in many parts of the world. It doesn't have quite the same reach and audience as it did before, but a lot of Yellow Pages ads are terrible. And if you know how to if you can teach people how to write a better Yellow Pages ad, or how to write a better sales page on their website, or how to write a better sales letter, old-fashioned sales letter, or how to write great emails that get people to buy, well, there's going to be a market for that, no question about it. And back in the 90s, I wrote a manual called the Grow Your Business Manual, and it showed people how to rewrite their Yellow Pages ads, how to write newspaper ads, how to write sales letters and so on, how to handle the phone properly so they convert more inquiries into sales. So I did that, and from there I developed a course. It was a live course. People would come to the training center that I was using once a week, and people bought that course because obviously they had a problem they needed to solve, and they paid good money for it. I think we were charging like $5,000 for the course. So there's a big ticket example right there, back in the 1990s. Okay, same thing with investments. I wrote, I became reasonably good at buying and selling real estate, residential real estate. So I leveraged that core skill into a course called the Hot Property Course, and I had people come to that course, enroll in the course. I can't remember how much we were charging because this is more than 10 years ago, but I think it was like $2,000. It wasn't a huge amount, but it was still big ticket, no question about it. We weren't letting people join for $50, that's for sure. No way. And then we also ended up scaling up some of our offerings, and we had one package that sold for $66,000. Now that wasn't just training. That wasn't just like group training via a course. It included one-on-one coaching. It included implementation support. So we helped them. We had a team, and we helped them do the property deals. So that was back in the good old days when things were going great. But a few years later, I made a bad decision and went into the finance field. I sort of expanded my business interests, and that sort of proved to be my downfall. But during this period, what I did learn is that education sells. It does. Anything that will help people make more money is a winner, for sure. Next one, personal development products. We were also running Born Rich weekends. We had a license with the Bob Proctor organisation in Australia, and we're running Born Rich weekends. We were charging around the $2,000 mark for a Born Rich weekend. So that's personal development, you see. So upscale membership programs. I gave you an example of a golf club. Maybe you know somebody who runs an upscale golf club. Okay, they have a membership program. Maybe they're having problems marketing that membership program. Maybe it sells for 20 grand, and you know how to market. You could go to them with an offer and say, hey, in return for a slice of the action, I will market these memberships for you. Okay, and then you develop a program, you develop a strategy, and you go out and you market those memberships, and the deal is that you'll make $5 grand every time you sell a membership, you see. So look, there are so many different ways of doing it, but I'll come back to number one. It's still my favourite. It's where I've made most of my money. I've also made money selling high-end travel membership programs. That's another one. But I still keep coming back to the make money online niche, and for the rest of this presentation, that's where the emphasis will be. Way 3, be an affiliate or create your own product. Pros and cons here. Sure, you could develop your own product like I've done. I kind of straddle two boats. I've got my own digital training products, and I've got a consulting package for people that want to learn internet marketing but don't want to take a do-it-yourself approach. They're looking for somebody to kind of hold their hand a bit. That sells for $10,000. So there's a big ticket offer there. I've also developed other products like little courses and things like that that are sold cheaply. But the fact of the matter is there are pluses and minuses when it comes to developing your own product. So let's have a look at them. The pros are that you have control because you own the copyright, you own the products. Maximum profits. If it's a digital product, let's say it's a training course that you develop because you've got a particular skill and you leverage that knowledge into a training, you're going to make maximum profits because you don't have any delivery costs, do you? You don't have any execution costs. It's digital. Everything gets delivered online. So maximum profits. What is the downside with developing your own products? Well, this one's pretty obvious. Long lead times. Long lead times. It might take months to develop a product and bring it to the marketplace, okay? Could take longer. Secondly, you don't have a sales system in place, so you'd have to develop that. So it's not just a matter of developing the product. You'd have to develop a sales system. And thirdly, you don't have any social proof. You don't have customers yet. You don't have examples of satisfied users, happy users. So you'd need to do that. Maybe you need to give your product away to a few people in return for their testimonial. Perhaps you could do it that way. But it's not easy. It's tough. But if you have a passion for it, do it. Do it. No question. No problem. Continuing on, pros and cons with the affiliate marketing model. There's ups and downs, pros and cons, pluses and minuses. The first pro is that you have the potential to generate income instantly because you don't have to develop the product and you don't have to develop the sales system, the funnels and all the rest of it. Secondly, as I said, sales system already in place. Thirdly, there's social proof. Presumably, it's a good product and they're satisfied users. Okay? So they've got the social proof, and then you can use that social proof. You can leverage it by using their testimonials, their case histories and so on. What's the downside with linking up with a company as an affiliate? Well, some programs require high dollar outlay, and certainly in the make money online niche, if we're talking top tier, big ticket kind of programs, it's basically pay to play. So if you want to get in and you want to join a program that's paying commissions starting at, say, $1,000 a sale, you'll need to be positioned at that level. So you'll need to buy that package. But here's what I've found about money and investment and all the rest of it. If you have some core belief, that will put you in a very good position. And if you have some core belief that you're going to make money out of it, well, chances are you will, because you've got that belief to fall back on. Finding the money, maybe you don't have money to get a business going, and this kind of business going. So what? That's just a mere detail. Be creative. Find a way. Find a way. That's what I did. Back in 2006, I found a way. I basically borrowed it. Okay? I did that. I had some core belief. I believed that I could make this new affiliate thing that I was contemplating or thinking of joining. I believed that I could make money from it. So it wasn't much of a step for me from that point to join, pay some money, and get started. Fortunately, 3.5 weeks later, I had my first payday, and I ended up with over 9,000 Aussie dollars in my bank account, and that equates to about 6,500 US. Okay, so that was part time. The month after that, I almost doubled it, and the month after that, I had a 50% increase. So I was making pretty good money as a part timer, and that little exercise, that decision, enabled me to quit the daily commute after just 55 days. So people say, before they get any information about an opportunity, they say, well, how much does it cost? And my response to that, well, why does it matter? You haven't even seen it yet. You haven't even explored it yet. Explore the proposal first, and then we'll worry about the money. Okay? because the money is almost secondary. If you believe in the program, if you can see potential, you believe that you can make money out of it, chances are you'll find the money. You'll find the money to get involved. The second one is an important one. We should not hide this, because this is a reality. The company may cease to exist, or maybe they'll change the rules and it's not as good as it used to be. Okay, well, look, there's risk with everything. Even developing your own products, there's risk. There's risk that the product won't sell. Maybe you didn't do your market research properly, and then you spend all this time developing the product, and you're launching it, and no one buys it. There's a risk there. You could have spent tens of thousands of dollars on all of that. You could have spent 10,000, whatever. But certainly, even if you only spent a small amount of money developing the product, you certainly have invested a large amount of time, and your time is valuable. Okay, so there's risk there. You cannot avoid risk. You either get inside the tent and become a participator, or you don't. Just, if you're in a job situation, just go back to your job and enjoy it and stop complaining. That might sound a bit strong, but I think you know what I mean. There's always going to be some risk. All we can do is manage our risks. And one of the ways I'm going to talk about soon is build your brand. That's a way to manage your risk, so that you've got more power yourself. You're not just promoting a company, you're promoting yourself, and you're building an audience that likes your stuff. Okay, but the company may cease to exist, or they may change the rules or whatever. So do a little bit of due diligence, talk to people who are already doing it and are successful with it. Look for companies that have been around and paying out successfully to their affiliates for, I would say, at least 2 years, something like that. Startups, there's a much higher risk of failure with a startup. Okay, so that's what I like to do. There was an exception. I mentioned a travel program that I was promoting a few years ago, and I was with that company for 4 years, by the way. And when I joined them, they were still fledgling. They were not making money. They were making some sales, but they were fledgling. But I spoke to the person that introduced me, and I had a lot of confidence in her. And I thought, well, she wouldn't join something unless it was quality. And she'd already been promoting it for over 6 months, and she was doing well with it, even though the company itself was still fledgling. And then she organised me to talk to the owner of the company, and I was sold. I liked him. He had a lot of credibility. He had a vision, and that's why I ended up joining, and I was with them for 4 years. That company was eventually sold, and I decided to leave because I didn't like the new management. But I did great with that company, okay, and that was a startup. So there are exceptions to every rule, but generally you'd want to go with a company that's got some sort of a track record, or got some credibility. Way number 4, minimum $1,000 commissions per sale. Now this isn't about greed, it's about financial viability, because the big ticket model works on the basis that, particularly if you're going to use advertising, you're going to pay for ads, that there is a certain acquisition cost, okay? And typically it's going to be at least $500. Now that may shock you, but that's just the reality. Okay, sometimes it's as much as $1,000. All right, so if you're only making $300 a sale, and your acquisition cost is $500, well, you've lost $200 a sale. How is it viable? It's not. So minimum 1K commission per sale. That's the minimum. The average that we're looking for is $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 per sale. That's the average. All right, we'll accept the $1,000 commission deal, but we're really looking for the higher commission deals, because that's how we make a profit. Don't necessarily make a profit on a $1,000 commission deal if we're using paid ads. Of course, if you're using organic methods, it's different. You're really only putting up your time. You're not putting up any money. But a point may come where you want to scale up, you see, and multiply your efforts with paid advertising. And if you do that, if you get to that point, well, in fact, I started with paid advertising right from the get-go. But if you get to that point, well, you've got to be absolutely sure that your business model works. And if your acquisition cost is $500, or let's say it's $1,000, look, worst case scenario here, and you're only making a $1,000 commission, well, you're just breaking even. So how are you going to advance financially with that kind of strategy? To generate above average income, look for opportunities that offer commissions of $1,000 to $10,000 per customer. A $1,000 commission is not enough if you're going to be using paid ads. It's not enough. That's just the reality. So you're forever going to be using free strategies, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've done great with free strategies, but it limits your options. Paid advertising enables you to scale up and move to the next level. So just finishing off on that point there, my average commission with my number one big ticket program has been in the range of $3,000 to $4,000 per customer. So even if it costs me $1,000 to acquire a customer, I'm going to net $3,000. Okay, and then when a customer buys a full package and the commission is $10,000, my acquisition cost is still $1,000. Okay, and I wouldn't do it I would not be using a strategy if it was costing me any more than $1,000. But if my average commission is $4,000, it works. It flat out works. And if from time to time I make a $10,000 commission, well, I'm getting 10 times my money, aren't I? That's the return I'm making. Okay, number 5, use a high converting funnel. Key elements of a high converting sales funnel. This is just a typical example. There are many nuances and variations, but you have a Tripwire product, and that could be a free giveaway, like a free report or something like that. It could be an ebook that sells for $5 or $10. Maximum $20 for a Tripwire product, in my view. You want people onto your list. You want them to take that first tentative step onto the first rung of the ladder. And from there, they get into the sales system, they get into the sales funnel, they get emails about the next offer, and that would be what we call the first upsell. Yeah, that might sell for $40, $50, $60, something like that. That's a real test of commitment. The Tripwire product, let's say somebody spent $5 on a Tripwire product. That's a small test, but I like to give people a bigger test, a financial test, and let's see if they'll buy the next product. Now we know we've got a serious prospect. They've spent $50. The next test is the second upsell, and this gets us into the big ticket, the big ticket side of things. So the costs could be $2,000 to $3,000. That's the buy-in for them. All right. Home study program is typically what is offered at this price point. The commission for you could be $1,000, could be $500, $1,500 or something like that. 50% is fairly typical. There are some that are offering 100%, but commissions, or almost 100%, but generally the products would not be proprietary products. They would be what they call PLR, or private label rights products. They're not, the companies has basically bought the private label rights. They're not exclusive to the company. Other people have got those products to promote as well, and so there's much less work for that company to just buy a PLR product and then offer it through its affiliate network. On the other hand, a company that's developed let's say a home study program from scratch, a lot more development work goes in there, and therefore the commissions are not going to be as high. But 50% is still a good commission. All right. Third upsell could be, well, typically it'd be $10,000 plus, and generally someone will not buy a home study program if it's priced at the $10,000 level. It'd need to be something a lot more than a home study program. That's fine. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Fourth upsell could be $20,000 plus. One of the programs that I'm involved with has a fourth upsell that sells for $30,000. So that's $30,000 on top of the on top of what they've already spent to get to that point. So in total, they would have spent $60,000. Yeah, some people will spend that much. That same company has got a fifth upsell that sells for as much as $100,000. See, so they've got a very well developed sales funnel. Some of these newbie type big ticket companies, they've only got a second upsell. They've got a home study program. That's it. So your earning potential is going to be severely limited. You really need to make the kind of what I might call creamy money. You really need to have a funnel that has products that sell for $10,000 and above, because a percentage of people will buy that product, and if you don't have that product to offer, potentially you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Potential income from one customer. So we look at the Tripwire product. Let's say you made $5 commission there. First upsell, let's say you made $40. The second upsell, this is the first big ticket product within the funnel. Let's say you made $1,200 there. Third upsell, they buy the next one, it's $10,000 product. You make a $3,300 commission there. Fourth upsell might sell for $20,000 plus, and let's say you made a $6,000 commission there. The percentage commissions are lower because with the higher value upsells, the company will have higher delivery costs. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So the potential commission from one customer is $10,545. That's just an example, but that's fairly typical. Okay, $10,500. Now that's pretty good, isn't it? Certainly way better than making a $50 commission selling weight loss products, or making a $300 commission selling some, little old home study program. So it's when you get amongst the bigger price tags, that's when you start to make some serious money, and that kind of money is life-changing, no doubt about it. Now, here's an example of a Tripwire product. This is one that was launched recently with one of the companies that are out there in this big ticket arena. And this one is an ebook, and it sold for $3. That's all, $3, and it was very successful. They sold thousands of them within the first week or two. Okay. Now, here is an example of the first big ticket product offer within a sales funnel, selling for $2,000 to $3,000, and this would be a home study program. So the example on the left is from one company, and that's called the Silver Masterclass, and it's a home study program, very well developed. It teaches people about traffic, about sales funnel, about strategies, but also focuses on the personal development side, because a lot of people, they have blockages. So some of these little mental problems need to be confronted. Okay, so that's a good home study program. The one on the right is from another company, and that's also a home study program. Quality stuff all the way, and they're both good, different companies. Content's a bit different here and there, but a quality offering. There's a bit of support thrown in usually, and price range $2,000 to $3,000. Let's look at the next upsell, and this would be a Mastermind. So we're talking the $10,000 plus level. So it's not a home study program. This is real stuff. It's tangible. It's we're talking about Masterminds, like 3-day events, 4-day events, 5-day events, held in exotic locations, staying in nice hotels, and typically this is why the commissions tend to be lower for this kind of a package, because the hard costs for the company are much higher. So typically it'll include accommodation, food, speakers to the Mastermind, so they need to be flown in. Big cost, big logistical exercise here. So all of those hard costs have to be factored in. So therefore, the commissions are going to be lower. But even if you made a $3,000 commission, or a $4,000 commission, or perhaps $5,000 commission, it's still good. It's still good, particularly if the selling of that big ticket upsell offer was done for you. Okay, particularly if that was the case, so that all of the responsibility for making that upsell, making that big ticket sale, is taken away from you and put with the company that makes the sale for you. But you're still tagged because you're the affiliate. You made sold that original Tripwire product, that $3 product. Okay, so if you just focus on selling the Tripwire product, or that first level proper product level, say $40, $50, something like that. If you just focused on that and let the company do the rest for you, providing they had a sales system to back you up, that'd be a beautiful system, wouldn't it? Yeah, as I said, these masterminds can be held in usually by the beach, so in different locations. I've been to several of them myself, and they're great. You get to rub shoulders with like-minded people. You get to listen to top speakers that have flown in from all over the world, marketing experts, personal development experts, and so on. It's great stuff. And of course, you get to have a holiday. That's the other thing, and that's sometimes it's easy to sell a $10,000 mastermind than it is to sell a $2,000 home study program. It's a fact. And as I said before, I've seen people spend $30,000 on Mastermind, and it's nothing for them. They make a very quick decision. Imagine that, just having dinner at sunset, beautiful location, looking out on the water, having dinner with some people that you've met at the Mastermind. It's quite a powerful proposition for sure. And you get to meet some great people. So I've met some people. Here's some examples here. The guy on the top right, his name is Norbert. He was co-founder of MLSP. So if you're in the internet marketing industry, or network marketing industry, you've probably heard of Norbert. The one on the bottom there is me with another great marketer from the UK. I already knew this guy, but I hadn't met him face to face until we met up in Kota Kinabalu in Malaysia a couple of years ago. So that's Gavin Mountford. Yeah, and then top left we've got me with Nick Halleck, and he's an adventurer, but he's also an investor. So he really knows how to make money. But he's made his name as an adventurer. So I think he's climbed so many different mountains around the world, including Mount Everest. He's dived the oceans looking for hidden treasure, and he's been featured on different TV programs. People have featured him in books and magazine articles and so on. He's an incredible guy. He's an Aussie, and I was fortunate enough to meet him and have a chat to him. Bottom left is me with another great guy. This was in Mexico at another one of these masterminds, and this is Mark Hoverson, who's a phenomenal marketer, great speaker. And I met him first up in the bar in Cabo St. Lucas, and I was with my son, and we were just having an orange juice, and he walks in, comes straight over to me. I'm not sure why he picked me, but he came straight over to me, introduced me, and we had a chat. And he's just said, yeah, I'm here for the conference tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to giving a speech, giving a talk. And wow, what a talk it was. It was awesome. I loved every minute of it. He's a great guy. All right, so yeah, that's you get to meet some good people. Here's another one. This is Joe Sugarman. He's not so much an internet marketer, but he's a phenomenal marketer. He has been in his time. I think he's about 75 now, but he still works out. He's we call him Muscles, and he puts me to shame. On the right-hand side is Michael Force, who started his own top-tier company, and he's had quite an impact. And I had a long talk with Michael Force, that one also in Mexico. At the bottom there, that's me with John Chow. He's the tallest Chinese guy that I've ever seen. He's like 6'5". He's a giant. Makes me look like Mr. Puniverse, which of course I am. But he's a phenomenal marketer. He's famous for his blogging expertise. He's got a hugely popular blog, and he's great. I always like learning from John. Yeah, he's good value for sure. Okay, number 6, outsource the upsells. I gave you the clue before. Big ticket upsells require professional phone follow-up. That's the reality. Someone is not going to spend $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 or let alone $30,000 unless they talk to somebody. Okay, so they need confidence because they've probably got a little bit of a belief issue, lack of belief. So they need to talk to somebody that can help give them the confidence. Now, of course, you could join a program or even develop your own big ticket product, but unless you're really good at sales, you probably need to hire some professional salespeople and train them. But that's a big job. But if you're with an affiliate company that already has all of that in place for you, they'll do the upsells for you. So as I said before, all you need to do is focus on the front end, just those little cheap, below $100 products, get people onto the list, onto the mailing list for that, and let the company kick in and make the big ticket sales for you. That's the way to go. The easiest money I've ever made has come when I just let the company do the selling for me. And because I'm tagged to that person, that prospect, any future business that flows from that prospect is paid to me. The commissions from any future business gets paid to me every fortnight. Way number 7, use organic and paid traffic methods. Yeah, I know you want to know about organic and paid, and I can't give you a tutorial for this particular video, but I'll give you an idea of some of the things that I've done. Free organic methods have a lower risk profile than paid traffic. Organic methods include social media, But we're not talking about paid advertising here. We're talking about platforms like Facebook where you meet people. It's networking, okay? So social media, blogging, SEO, I love blogging. SEO, that's search engine optimization, creating content that the search engines are going to rank. So you show up in the search results. Video marketing, I love that. I've got 3 active YouTube channels and so on. I've got 2 blogs as well. The simplest and quickest organic strategy is social media. It definitely is a good, fast way to get into action. I've seen people that I've trained make sales within their first month using Facebook, for instance. Okay? And they didn't spend a cent on advertising. Paid traffic strategies such as Facebook ads have a steep learning curve and compliance risks. Not saying not to run advertising from the get-go. It'd be silly of me to do that because I used advertising from the get-go when I got started in 2006. So although I haven't run ads for a while, I am going back into the game. I do want to run more ads. But I like the idea of organic traffic forming one part of your overall strategy. The advantage of advertising is that you can scale up, okay? You can leverage yourself through advertising. The downside is that there is some financial risk, particularly with platforms like Facebook and Google AdWords. And there's compliance risk. They could close you down if you don't do it exactly the way they want you to do it. Now, how did I do it when I got started? Well, I tapped into existing contacts. And I don't apologize for that, and I do advise and recommend that people do that. I didn't make out a list of hundreds of people that I knew. I just made out a short master list. I just wrote down the names of 25 people. Okay, so I made up that list. And I started contacting them. It wasn't a big job for me. It was just I contacted a few people in month 1, a few more in month 2. But luckily, fortunately, some of those people did business and I made money in month 1 from existing contacts. I made money in month 2 from existing contacts, same in month 3. It was a very successful little project, okay? But I also ran ads right from day 1, and that was with Google AdWords. Now, I wouldn't use Google AdWords today, but back then, they were the main game in town, and they were an easy company to deal with, but now they're shocking. I wouldn't deal with them, okay? Not if you're in the make money online niche. Yeah, other niches maybe, but Google AdWords is, they're a difficult company. They're a tough company to deal with. But this is how I do it now. I build my warm audience every day organically because I look back and I thought, well, look, I've made, I've sold millions of dollars worth of products, and most of it has come from what we might call warm audience. Even if somebody started out cold, I developed methods that would quickly warm them up. So they became warm to hot prospects for me. So I primarily focus now on building my warm audience every day. And I do it organically. And that's been a very successful method for me. So I use my personal profile on Facebook, not so much the fan page or business page. I do use it, but I get most of my results from my personal profile. Twitter is another good one, Instagram another good one as well, and then of course YouTube. YouTube is not everyone's comfortable with doing videos, but if you can overcome the fear, using YouTube as your platform, as one of your platforms, is can represent a very smart move. A blog is great because it's yours, you own it, you control it, okay, so they can never shut you down. And I've got a couple of blogs, and I really enjoy blogging. I like creating content, and if you are that sort of person, well, maybe a blog is for you as well. But if you want to get quick results, I suggest that just using some of the simple methods that I teach via Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, it's got to be a good way to go. Email list is the last one. And if you're just getting started, you won't have an email list. But if you do have an email list, focus on becoming really good at communicating with your list. This is so important. And to me, it's free traffic. It's I've built the list from work I did in the past. And that could have been from paid ads. It could have been from free methods. But whatever, I now have a list. Okay? So every time I send an offer to the list, that's free for me. I don't pay anything for that. I just do a broadcast email to the list, and I know that a percentage, it might only be a very small percentage, but a percentage are going to take me up on that offer. They're going to do it. They're going to opt into the new funnel, the new offer, and they're going to spend some money. Okay, so email list is a really good one. Although, when I first got started, I didn't do any email marketing. I just sent people to the company's offer and let them do the email follow-up for me. Okay, but you know, after a period of time, I realized that I needed to build my own list, and so I've been doing that ever since. I've got new initiatives coming down the pike, so to complement existing strategies, I am going back into doing more Facebook ads because I've got a new strategy that I'm pretty excited about. I'm 99% sure it's going to work really, really well. Okay? Now, I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I'm still going to keep doing the organic strategies like the video marketing, the blogging, the social media. I'm going to keep doing that. No question about it. That is my base. That's my foundation. But I do want to scale up some more, so the Facebook ads will kick in fairly soon. And I'm going to be running retargeting campaigns as well. So people who reacted to my Facebook ads, they're going to be targeted, and they're going to see my ads all over the place, not just on Facebook. Okay? It's going to follow them around. Way 8, final way, build your brand for income sustainability. Having a personal brand will help increase your lead flow. A brand will improve your conversions. Think of you incorporated. You are the center of your own business universe. Okay? So rather than promote the company overtly, let's say on Facebook, promote you. Promote you as the person worth doing business with. And there are ways to do it even if you're a newbie and you've never made a cent. There are ways to do it that I'm sure you'll find comfortable. You can build a brand. You can build credibility even as a newbie. I teach people how to do it all the time. And it's wonderful to see the transformation with some of these people. It's fantastic, and you look at the content that they're putting out now, it's just like it's a revelation compared to what they were doing 3 months ago. So build you. Your brand can protect you from the cold wind. So you're dealing with an affiliate company, they change the rules, they put the prices up, you're not happy with something that they're doing, and you decide that you need to move to another company. Well, you've got your brand, you've got your audience who bought into your brand, okay? They haven't bought into the company's brand, they've bought into your brand. Some of those people are going to follow you. You see? That's it. They're your tribe. And we'll show you how to do that if we do business together. The golden rule, brand you, not the company. To me, it's just fundamental. You need to do it. All right. Now, I've got a final tip for you. Invest profits into income-producing assets. This is really important because a lot of people think that the way to go is to make as much money as they can and then just spend it on wine, women, and song, or fast cars, and luxury homes that they probably really can't afford. All of the trappings of success. Well, look, I take a different point of view, particularly now, because look, don't get me wrong, in the past I've been last of the big spenders. I've had the waterfront homes, the Porsche motor cars, all of that. But I have a very different philosophy now. I've read books like The Millionaire Next Door. I've formed friendships with people who are very frugal people, yet they're extremely successful. Okay? And I look at people like Warren Buffett, the richest investor in the world, yet he still drives an old car. And he still lives in a modest home, his marital home, you know. I've become more like that now, and I urge you to do that. Don't get sucked into this, thing, the trappings of success story. You don't need to do it. Don't squander your income. Invest a portion. Send some money down the line so it comes back to you enhanced in years to come. Your objective, improve your personal financial balance sheet. So if you need to get rid of some debt, do it. If you need to build some assets, and I'm talking proper assets, none of these stupid get-rich-quick assets, but quality shares in companies that are really substantial. Okay, you can buy shares in those companies. You may get a dividend every quarter, and that gives you some passive income. Okay, real estate, quality real estate in good areas. That will stand the test of time. There might be some ups and downs along the way, but you're a long-term investor. That's the approach you should take. And the value will tend to rise over time, and you've got income coming from the people that are living in that apartment or whatever it happens to be. Invest for success. Invest for your future. Okay, now, I've given you a concept, a strategy, a game plan. You do it properly, you could set yourself up for life. I quit the rat race after just 55 days. I walked away from that failing business, and I've been working from home ever since. The only difference now is that I do it in more exotic locations. Okay, so I've become a digital nomad. You don't have to do that. You might just want to stay put, stay at home and raise your family and be there for your family for your kids when they get home from school. You might want to have the luxury of picking your kids up from school every day. You'd really love to do that. Whatever it is, you can do it with this big ticket model. Are you ready for an exciting journey? Do you really want to make a powerful and profound difference to your life the way I've done and the way thousands of others have done as well? Well, may I suggest that big ticket is the way. If you're already in another program, you're in an MLM or something like that, you could combine the two. Because MLM is a very different beast, okay? That's more about building for the longer term. Whereas the big ticket model is about now money. It's about get paid today. Get the money now and do something with it now, okay? Whereas the MLM is more, you're not going to make much money in the short term in most situations, okay? You need to build a big network, and that's going to take a few years. Okay, but when it's built, it could be very nice. But if you want to quit the rat race in a few months rather than 4 years, the big ticket model, I think, is the way to go. And then if you do quit the rat race, you'll have a lot more time to use to invest in your MLM business. So that's if you're an MLM person. If you're not an MLM person, you're an affiliate marketer, but you're only selling ebooks and the like, well, hey, step it up. Step it up. It's hard to make money selling a $30 thing, okay? Of course, if you're not in any program, you're just looking at getting into one, well, I say big ticket is the way to go. That's how I started with my home business. Now, next step, options. You have a product idea and want to bring it to the market using big ticket strategies, okay? Or you're already in a big ticket program, but you're struggling to make money from it, for whatever reason. Or you're in an MLM, as I said. Or you're not yet doing any big ticket marketing, but would love to get involved. What are the options for you? It's pretty simple. Talk to me. And you can do it by registering at laptoplifestyle.mobi. M-O-B-I. So that's it. That's it, folks. 8 keys to making big ticket profits. I've covered a fair amount. This has been more of a training than anything else. But I'm sure you got some value from it. And of course, if you've got questions or anything like that, well, I'm happy to answer those. But really go to laptoplifestyle.mobi, register there, and we'll be in touch in the not too distant future. All right, this is Kim Willis. Bye for now.